Kia ora koutou and welcome back to our fun Whare Whānau games. Today we're going to look at the skill of striking. Before we get into it though, I'd just like to throw a few shout outs out there. Firstly to Te Whare Kura o Kaukau Roa o Pātetere, Ngā mihi atu kia koutou, and also a shout out to Tokoro Intermediate. Kia ora guys. So when it comes to striking, we're talking about sports, games and activities where a ball is being hit by a particular object. So for your first challenge, can you tell me how many sports you can think of where a ball is being hit by an object? Remember, it doesn't always have to be a bat. So for our challenges today, we'll need a ball or some rolled up socks, whatever you have, a bat and maybe a tee or something to hit it off. Now, I myself didn't have a bat at home or a tee, so this is what I did, and maybe you can do this too. I just found a bit of wood and I got the saw out and made me a bit of a handle there and put some tape on it for a bit of grip. Yep, so now I've got me a bat. Pretty ugly, but it's sweet as. And I didn't have a tee, so if you don't have a tee either, you can try this option. You can put your ball in a sock and hang it from a tree like I have here. I use my skipping rope just to hang it, so you can use that as a tee. Or if you want to, you can go and get your parents or someone to help you, grandparents, whoever's in your bubble, to help build a tee, like I did over here. Check this one out. So here's my tee. I'll give you a quick look at it. All it is a couple of pieces of wood, a couple of bits of 4x2 and a fence batten, and I've nailed them together with a little slot so this fence batten can go up and down. And depending on how tall you are, I put some holes in here, so if I'm very, very tall, I can put my bamboo in and it'll be this high, or I can move it down lower to my correct height. Ooh, pretty flash, alright? And at the top, I have nailed on empty plastic bottle here. This one is a honey bottle, and I'd recommend you use a bottle that's made of hard plastic, like a shampoo bottle or something like that, not like a milk bottle, will be too flimsy. But nail that just on the top of my stick here, for my ball to sit on. Voila, what do you know? A tee. So before we get into our challenges, we'll have a bit of a refresher on how to hit the ball off a tee. The first thing we need to know is how do we hold the bat. So I'm right-handed, so I put my right hand on the top and my other hand on the bottom and make them nice and close together, just like this. Now I've got to decide, do I stand front on when I hit the ball, or do I stand side on? Yeah, you're right, just like throwing, I stand side on. Okay, so I want to hit the ball to you, I stand side on. Now, how close to the ball do I stand? This close, no, this close, no. What do you think I can use to measure how close to stand to the ball? Yeah, you're right, I can use the bat. Okay, so I'm going to decide where on the bat do I want to hit the ball, and that's where I stand. So I want to hit it about here. Sweet as. So I measured up, standing in the right spot. Now I need to lock and load, and just like throwing with the ball, this time I put the bat behind my taringa. That's right, I put it behind my ear over here. So lock and load, bat behind my ear. I have my head down, eye on the, good, just like catching, eye on the ball. And when I go to hit the ball, what can I do with my front leg? Just like throwing? Yes, I can take a step. Cool? So, if I put it all together, it might look something like this. Get a good grip. Yep. Stand side on. Cool. Measure up. Good. Lock and load. Bat goes behind my ear. Head down. Eye on the ball. 3, 2, 1, and fire. Just a quick safety tip, a little reminder. Make sure you've got enough room to hit the ball, and make sure there's no houses, windows, cars, people behind that you might accidentally hit. Okay, so make sure you're in a nice safe space. Cool, so you just keep practicing that. Keep practicing it, get your eye in until you get better and better at hitting the ball off the tee. Good luck. So now, if hitting off the tee is too easy for you, here's your next step, your next challenge. Cool? Take the ball off the tee, and remember, we practice in our throwing session, a little underarm throw. I want us to practice giving ourselves a little underarm throw and then hitting the ball. Yep. So that's our next step. It might look something like this. So another challenge for you is how many hits can you do on whatever you are using for a bat? How many can you get in a row? If it's too easy for you, maybe use a smaller bat to see how many hits you can do. If that's too easy for you, maybe you can flip your bat around and hit the ball on both sides. Or, if that's too easy, maybe you can hit the edge. Ooh, give it a go. See what you can find lying around the house to use to hit the ball up and down, like this paddle. If all of those are too easy, you can try some of our catching challenges we did the other day also. Maybe hit the ball, tap the ground, hit the ball, tap the ground, hit the ball. Whoa, don't lose it. Yep. Or you could maybe try hit the ball heads, hit the ball head shoulders, hit the ball, you know what I mean. Another tough challenge, if you want, is a bit of target practice. You check out my targets over there. I'm going to try and knock them off, hitting one ball off the tee and picking up the other ball, throwing it up and hitting it. Let's see how I get on. Nice grip. Measure up. Lock and load. Head down high on the ball and fire. And fire. Yes. So if hitting the ball off the tee is too easy for you, and giving yourself a bowl and hitting is too easy for you, you can grab yourself someone in your bubble, grab your buddy, grab your mate. I've got Simone here, and then we can practice some big hits and catches, some small hits and catches. We can try all of those things, and we can try the games like we did in our catching session, where you can clap before you catch it and so forth. But we're going to have little catches just between each other. I'm going to hit the ball, Sim's going to catch it, and she's going to clap before she catches it. See how she gets on, eh? So there's a couple of challenges for you and your bubble for our fun Whaanau games today. Before we wrap up though, I'd just like to give a shout out to Willow, Millie and Bodie. Thank you for watching guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it.